12-year-old, I guess the officer was chasing behind him and tried to grab him, and the 12-year-old went like this, bam, and socked the officer.
He says he saw a 12-year-old boy punch a police officer. Well, that 12-year-old boy was arrested after being bitten by a police dog.
Witnesses, as you just heard, described a wild scene with a chase through the backyards of a South Sacramento neighborhood this afternoon. David Bagno is live where this arrest was caught on tape. David?
Hey, Palace, I don't know what most 12-year-old kids do, but it can't be what this one is accused of doing. The 12-year-old and two others had allegedly robbed a home farther down this street earlier this morning. Cops drive up, spot all three. One takes off, one is caught on the spot. And the 12-year-old leads police on a chase all over this neighborhood with a takedown that ended right here.
You're going to UC Davis today.
With blood dripping from the bite marks of a K-9, this 12-year-old kid looked more like a hardened criminal than a child.
It blows my mind that there's a 12-year-old kid.
12 years old.
I thought I was looking at a movie.
And remarkably fast.
He should have been a track star, man, really. He'd have made a better track star than a thief.
John Vasquez says the child looked like a gazelle running through yards and scaling fences.
Man, if you'd have seen it, it was like poetry in motion. He was just... The dogs couldn't even keep up with him.
Two K-9s cornered the kid, but only after he allegedly assaulted this police officer.
The officer was chasing behind him and tried to grab him, and the 12-year-old went like this, bam, and socked the officer.
Striking him so hard that he actually became woozy, tried to get up and fell back down.
Finally, a K-9 caught the kid by the arm.
If it wasn't for two dogs coming from both directions, he'd have got away.
Get something else, you old dumbass.
This resident unloaded his anger on the 17-year-old suspect, yelling at him, "You think you can just break into people's houses?"
Parents need to be aware of where their kids are, what they're doing, and what they bring home. And if they're wearing stuff that they don't or shouldn't have or have the ability to buy, that should be red flags for parents to start questioning where the children have been and what they're doing.
And back out here live in South Sacramento, cops say burglaries in this area are on the rise, and the number of juveniles committing those crimes is up too. That officer, by the way, being treated at a medical facility at last check. We understand he is expected to recover. He's doing well. Just a little embarrassed and shaken by what happened.
I would imagine. How disheartening at 12 years old, I should say. David?